bring in to with studio here with me. Good to see, as always, Congressman Gregory Meeks, who's a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I heard you as we were both there listening to Fawaz Gurjas. You were kind of nodding and shaking your head at a lot of what he's saying. Let's just start with the point of the possibility of airstrikes. Is that something at this point for you, for the U.S., seems to be a good option that you would support?
Well, I don't think we take it off the table, but I don't think that we do it now.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. And I think that we've got to take in consideration. That's why I just agree with the individual I just was talking to, because it's a regional situation also. And you've got to understand what's happening with Iran, what's happening with Turkey, where some folks will be going, refugees could be falling over. What's the deal with Russia, who plays into Syria, and what's the deal with Syria? There's a lot of issues that have to be contemplated, and a lot of things that have to come together to be sure of what to know what we're doing, because it is a Sunni Shia affair right now, and we don't want to appear to be taking sides, Sunni against Shia or Shia against Sunni. We've got to figure out how do we put them together. That's the real solution. That's why I agreed and was shaking my head so much with the last interview.
This, I'm just getting in here. Just hand it to me. Secretary Hagel has just ordered the USS George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier moved into the Persian Gulf for potential military intervention. Just getting this word, an official statement here coming from the Pentagon in a press release. Gives some additional flexibility. Should military options be required to protect American lives, citizens' interests in Iraq? What's your reaction to that?
Well, I think that by positioning them so that if the president decides, after careful evaluation, that there's something that should be done, we're ready to do it. You don't have to then wait, for 2 or 3 days to get your team in position. The team is in position. That's a fine strategic move to make, and it sends that kind of message. And then you determine when or what is the appropriate move to make.
Let's listen in now to Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, Republican. This is him on Thursday.
There is no scenario where we can stop the bleeding in Iraq without American air power. The Iraqi army is on the verge of collapse. I would urge the administration to get all of our people out now. I think the people in the ISIS have as part of their agenda to attack our homeland. The next 9/11 is in the making.
Do you get that sense? I mean, we need to be careful, we need to be prudent, but do you agree with that assessment? I mean, Fawaz Gurjas, again, who we were both listening to before this, said he doesn't think they pose necessarily a threat right now. They could eventually. What threat is this group to the U.S. in your estimation?
Well, I don't see an immediate threat to the United States. I think that what our concern is, we have invested almost 4,500 lives in this conflict. We've invested trillions of dollars. So we were trying to help stabilize a situation that, of course, I believe we shouldn't have been in the first place, and that was badly played because, remember, the Secretary of State then said, Colin Powell, you break it, we own it. And I can recall some of the same individuals back then saying that mission accomplished, the former president, and they would be waving the flag, and we made certain missteps. So now, because we didn't think it through, and that's why I appreciate what President Obama is doing now, is thinking it through on a regional basis and all of the other players there. You heard also, we've got to look at and we've got to talk to Iran. Now, some individuals just a few days ago on the Foreign Affairs Committee wanted to cut off all communication with Iran and said maybe we were doing the wrong thing and talking about those negotiations. But we've got to keep all of that into context when we decide what we're going to do is the proper thing, because every action causes a reaction.
And another perspective as well. This from Senator McCain. He was on Morning Joe just yesterday.
The fact is we had the conflict won, and we had a stable government and a residual force such as we have left behind. We even have forces in Bosnia, Korea, Germany, Japan, where we could have, but the president wanted out, and now we are paying a very heavy price.
Did you ever see this as something that we won in Iraq? And talking about the president wanted us out, this was the Iraqis. Nouri al-Maliki wanted the U.S. out. We would have stayed, would have kept the force behind.
TJ, we tried to keep a force behind, but the Iraqis and Maliki said out. And so, therefore, we complied. I don't know what has gone on with Senator McCain, but if we, listen to him, we'd be in conflict all over the world. He should just focus on something else. And I would, I don't know why we keep going to him first on these matters, because it just seems all he wants to do is to go to war, as if that's the solution.
Well, we will leave it there. Congressman Meeks, always good to have you in. Thanks so much. Good. Thank you so much. Well, 43 minutes.